So, Disco. Mal gucken, was da heute so passiert. Ja. Okay. So, was machen wir denn? Wir haben jetzt unsere Kacke zusammen. Das heißt, wir können noch mal probieren, die Leiche zu untersuchen. Ja, machen wir das. Das eine andere Ding. Achso, ja, da brauche ich ja anscheinend irgendwie einen Skillpunkt oder so. Um da noch irgendwie was zu machen zu können. Okay. So, Leiche. %. Plus 6 Shit compressed. Sehr gut. Let go of your nose without throwing up. Oh, yeah. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run. And your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. Do they always do that? They do after 7 days, yes. We're deep in decomposition here. Step closer. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Okay, inspect the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean, white stance in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you. Out of place somehow. What kind of boots are these? They're armor, not boots. With his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Okay then, what kind of armor is this? Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be... Where? Under his heel, Fairweather. He turns the boot slightly. Fairweather model T500/VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. The material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set, about 4 years of wages. Ka-ching, baby! By ka-ching, do you mean... He tilts his head. Let's not lock them as evidence. Let's steal them? What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in a conspiracy. If the constabulatory is dragging their feet, why not start ourselves before more good men die? So they don't get shot in the foot. I think our extremities are fine without a dead man's boots. Oh. Oops. Well, no one said it would work. Back to detecting now. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals? He nods, piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. There's the rest of the armor. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods toward Kuno, who is eyeing you suspiciously. This is one thing he might actually know. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor? No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics. What if they told him to strip before they hung him? To demean him? They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmertis and the like. This one still has his underpants. Fucking talking about underpants! How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the Arbor company. But that's just hearsay. You look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. Knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Sounds fragile. It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. He points to the boots. See? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them all together. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. Pull the boot off. This feels dangerous, are you sure? Grab the boot under your arm. The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boot under your arm. Pig's gonna pull off his head off. Brutal. Oh, that is a bad idea, isn't it? You're going to pull his head off. Do it, homo! I'm not a homo. Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You're about to seriously compromise the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on that boot? Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside inside to the boys at processing. Just this once. Besides, he taps on the boot. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down, and second it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers, feels nice. Nice and cracky. What's going to happen to the boots then? Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing, but we must pick our fights. Looks toward the boots. Should we continue? Okay. Inspect the belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. What kind of rope is this? Industrial strength, the kind used for tying cargo to lorries. Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen. Like in a circus for transporting black spotted giraffes? He considers it. No, more like in a harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. Assuming dock workers from the harbor did it. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. You? Yes, he agrees. The debrief we got from the Wild Pines representative appears to be solid too. A lynching is what this looks like. No, you feel like it was something else, but what? I feel like it was something else. Yes, he covers his nose. It often is. This belt worries me. They sure wanted him to stay there. The polyester seems strong. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. Rises to inspect the noose. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. How did they even get him up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle, trying the belt to the branch above. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. He makes a pulling motion. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there. Inspect the tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. From the right shoulder to the solar plexus, each time they intersect, a smaller white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars. What will mine be marked by? Alcohol and heartbreak. Is this a map of the night sky? A map of the stars. He turns around to breathe before inspecting it closer. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts, great century Messinian maybe, but this seems more particular, customized somehow. as if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates and you feel as though you were only half right. I'm missing something here. So am I. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. He wears a white leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminum from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera. What's that? A Triget Sunshine Mini.
Shit, Colonel, what the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. He produces two metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then... okay. A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. Cool machine. Yes. He slides the camera closed and tucks it away on his belt. It is pretty cool, isn't it? There's only 1 ampule left. Use it wisely. What do we need this photo for? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. Sure, just don't lose it. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. Okay, look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There's no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic process inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat, there's an expression, not carried on his features but below, inside. An expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death. Tell me who you are. Who are you, dead man? Yes. I'm gone. Huh. Moment. Okay. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where's that? In the past, way out in the west. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. You are now, but who were you when you were alive? Killer. A motherfucker and a killer. I have another question for you. Go ahead, Kobo. Yeah, hobo cop. What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your... Black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips. Imagination. Yeah, man, don't be crazy. Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much. He loves those. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Give me a comical amount of questions. Coming right up, Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no, you're no Rooney. I am. Of course not. The name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. Listen to yourself. You're not a Raphael. Anything. You're probably just Harry or something. That's right. Harry. No, it can't be Harry. I refuse. Good for you. Or do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Who killed you? Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along. Can you ask me a question? Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? What? Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder? Maybe this will lead to something. Something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous. Ha! The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. The face rotates before you slowly. Something is on its way, something hidden. It's coming, a miracle, from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air on your hands, the cold spring air smoothing them over. I hate you, you stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? A baby affected with harlequinism. You sure wriggled out of that one, Coppolini. Why were you feeling pleasure when you died? Maybe I was getting my rocks off. So you were feeling sexual arousal when they were hanging you? You look like an erotic auto asphyxiation type to you. No. Captain Copodromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question. Enough. Squint and take a step back. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs and his neck just above the nose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. I'm squinting, Kim. Why am I doing it? How should I know why you're squinting, officer? Squint harder. His face and hands are pink, thighs too, the rest is greenish. Oh, he snorts. You're trying to assess lividity. The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquor streams down his thigh and onto his boot. So what do you think? I think he's dead. I agree. There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's slothing silently. Totally dead. Dead. Dabba-doop doop dead, he says without a hint of melody. Not one muscle in his face moves. Javier knows something is coming out of him. A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying? Faggots talking about shit.
Got that right, I'm a faggot. Malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds like seagulls.
Pig said he's a faggot.
Lieutenant's face is made out of stone. I don't know what to think. What do you think? I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet and his neck. He points to his fattened chin. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Maybe he was strangled by someone? Yes, there's always a chance we're wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. He's beaten up, see the bruises? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno.
The girl yells.
Fucked him up brutal like.
Back off and catch your breath. So how do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. I shall we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver. We might miss some of these things once he's down. Okay, stepping. Okay. Gucken wir nochmal Boots. Oder kind of boot. Okay, da haben wir. Belt. Like in a harbor. Yes, it looks like okay. Tattoos. Look him in the eye. Underneath the curdled meat, there's an expression carried on his this man was experiencing joy. Yeah. This man enjoyed the moment of death. Why do you think so? For supranatural reasons. There are no supernatural reasons, the lieutenant says, marking something in his notebook. I enjoyed that. It's an intuition. Okay, the lieutenant marks something in his notebook. I don't know. Okay. I have something I need to know, corpse man. Oder doch nicht, okay. Okay. Yep, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there. 70 Erfahrung. Nice. Level up. Level up. Level up. Unlock. Yep. White morning. Internalize. The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Können wir da einfach den Ast absägen? Ah, we could saw the branch. Can climb up there and saw the branch. Yes, either one of us could do it. We could use the kid's ladder on the side of the tree. I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks, and I don't see another good way up there. He looks around, then at you. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. Yeah, it seems dangerous. Has to be a less risky way. Maybe we can ask for help from the arbor? I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appear to be suspects in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. Yeah, well, let's reconsider. Can't someone else do it? Someone else? You mean like the police? I mean someone who's below detective. Someone like a paid garbage man or a cleaning crew. I have bad news for you. That is a detective. No, it's hard, but I assure you the others won't come to help us, and we have a growing sanitary concern. We need to get him down fast. Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah, the
enthusiasm is unrestrained.
bang bang time picks. Shoot his head off.
The lieutenant remains unaffected. How? I don't know, just, shoot up there, maybe. Point towards the branch. Yes, he corrects his glasses. The buckle where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a small chance to release the belt.
You know we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit. The pigs were Miss Kuno.
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea. Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen? I'll blow his head off.
Take it. Take the shot. Yeah. Take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbows sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scoring stick and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the Valostes position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger. Say nothing.
He's gonna fucking me.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself, "God damn it." A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The Philostes was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. He feels bad about it, about his eyes mostly, just having bad eyesight, probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Fucking idiot! Mokupe asshole! Kuno could have hit it easily, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Try again, maybe? No, we're lucky as it is. We didn't break anything and the victim remains uncompromised. He looks around at the windows overlooking the yard. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that. What now? I have to say it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself. Can I have the gun? I should try. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it. The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun. This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno ever seen. Yeah, take it, you fucking banana puika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
Feel the weight. The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your finger fits right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You felt this P9 armistice before. At some point it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Point the gun at the belt. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your faggot mouth? She hisses. At least you won't miss.
This isn't mere boundary pushing. There's a true suicidal rage tin the kid has. She's provoking you. Point the gun at Kuno S.
Do it, faggot! Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to set this creature free to roam about the cosmos? Don't. You feel a lieutenant's hand on your shoulder.
Faggot!
She's ripping her blazer open to bare her chest.
Do it!
Oof. Ah! Ich hab gedacht, bei einem Fail würde ich sie treffen. You hear an explosion within the weapon in your hands. The branches of the pine tree behind the girl shake ever so lightly. Your ears are still ringing. A plume of smoke has erupted from the barrel. The little monstrosity stands in the cloud. Her face is petrified. Then it begins to twist demonically. She is disappointed, trapped, entangled in this world. All because of the continuously appalling marksmanship of law officials. Damaged morale.
You fucking faggots! She wails. Learn to shoot!
Well, see? Kuno's voice is low. Pig tried to shoot you. You're alive.
Yes, Kuno, I can see that.
Kim, I need you to do your reload thing. The beast is still alive. You sense Niden moving somewhere on your left. There's moving motion in your peripherals. Then it's already too late. The gun has left your hand, still numb from the recoil. The lieutenant holsters in under his arm. I think you're underestimating the gravity of the situation, officer. We need to take a breather from this scene. He points at you. Now. But what about the body? We need to access the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools, and they have men. Why didn't we just begin with that? I did not want us to be indebted to Everard Clare. I wanted us to be able to deal with it ourselves. That is clearly not the case. We need help.
You need to suck my dick! Why the fuck am I still alive?
Who's Everard Clare? The leader of the Union. A dangerous and corrupt man. One you don't want to be indebted to. Okay. Oh. Okay. An intricate web of blue lines. It's kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right. Who are you? Gone. What's the meaning of this tattoo? For you to discover, you've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know. Okay. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips too. Melancholy pop song plays on the radio.
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
Okay. What's this magazine she's reading? Or what magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls kissing. Ooh.
This is Pop Stars. It's got like famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Okay. Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode featured on page 34. They speaks to you. Forget about all that. What is this Fashion Police feature?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
I bet your head would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Before we go on, what is this Frit?
I don't know. Fripp?
And why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay, I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Fred have a warehouse in the back of the whirling in rags? A warehouse? I don't know, maybe. I don't really care what Fred does. Come on, give me something to work with here. She looks up from under her brow. Fine. Fred doesn't have a warehouse, just a little back room here, okay? She turns back to the magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Do you know the man who died? Not really. Not really. Does it mean you knew him a little? No. I didn't know him at all. How long has it been there? I don't know. Really long? What do you think happened? I don't know. No need to worry. The lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay? Okay. She scratches her nose. Thank you for your help. Uh-huh. She brushes the strand of hair off her face and tries to return to her magazine. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality or... No, I meant the physical reality. I don't know. What about it? Where are we? We're in Fred? No, I meant where are we on a larger scale? As mankind or as a nation or... Like we're in the world? We're in Revershaw? Like on the Insulindian Isola? I was just testing your knowledge. That wasn't very hard. What time is it? I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall. The clock shows the time at 10:09. What? The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work. What is the revolution? When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy? What about the one we had here in Revershaw? Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. A coalition? What's that? Someone told me there's one. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. She taps the magazine on the counter. I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore. Cool. She seems happy to return to her reading. Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics. Small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Just ask me if you need anything from Saint-Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have nosophat, dramamine, magnesium and hypnogamma. What do those products do? I don't know. Let's see. Nosophat is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... She stops. I don't really know what hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying or exercising. Can you be a little more specific? She chews a bubblegum, absent-mindedly. No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything. Nausefett heals +1 health. Doramine heals +3. Magnesium +1 Moral. Hypnogamma heals +3 Moral. Ah. Who is Saint Baptiste? Saint Baptiste? No. She nods slowly at the cabinet. The pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. She points to the cabinet. That one there? I'll take some Hypnogamma. Und ich nehme Nusafett noch. Okay. A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles lines the shop wall, inviting you closer. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. There in that dark green glass, a world of ruby, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth. Wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol. I'm in heaven. I need it all so bad. The clerk looks at the wall of goods behind her. Sure. If you want something, I can get it for you. Just let me know and pay and stuff. She adjusts her head. But I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that. Don't ask, don't look, don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work. Please tell me more about these products. The pale-aged vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong. What is pale? You know. She shrugs, uninterested in explaining it further. Okay, what will consuming the stuff do to my body? She stares at you, unsure. I mean, I already said it'll hurt you. I don't know what else they do. Drugs give powerful bonuses to your main stats while dealing damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise intellect, but while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Cigarettes raise intellect. Okay. Use medication to counteract this damage of drugs. Note! Consuming drugs can have unforeseen consequences for you. Is there any under-the-counter vices? No. She fixes her head underneath a cap. Fred only sells legal drugs, like the law says. Pilsner, Physik, Intellekt. 30! Und dann trotzdem nur ein +1 Physik. Uff. Okay. So, sonst noch. Da ist was. The tear machine stands in the corner, assigns us 1 bottle, 10 cents. Ah. Yeah. Pfand. Your bottles clunk into the machine and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. You're 100% sure you got special Hobocop money for that tear. At least plus 100% extra tear money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, it's a lie. Okay. Hobocop. Yeah. So, es wird langsam spät. Ich sollte mich mal um meine Unterkunft kümmern. Da unten war ja das Pfandleihe. Hoffentlich haben die noch offen. Ja. Okay, vor irgendwas.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop.
Man, the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
Sorry, I feel like... his courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Yeah. Quite a collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. It's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling, some kind of drug maybe. There's something I'd like to sell. Let me have a look. Sell my clothes. What? Fascinating photo of a corpse here. I have this commemorative pin, but before I sell it, I have some questions. He studies the pin carefully, rolling it around in his palm. St. Baptiste Summer, Dingy Races, 31. What a pleasant time that was. So what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it. $3.20? Hey, that's a rip-off. A pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10. But I added another 10 cents just to be nice. Okay, but can you hold on to it for a few days before putting it up for sale? I promise to give the pin back. He thinks for a moment, then nods. Sure, I can keep it behind the counter for a week. But only if you pawn it right off. That's all I wanted to know about the pin, thanks. Okay. Nur 3,20. Might be able to aid our investigation. I doubt it, but I can try to answer any questions you may have. Know anything about the recent hanging? I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. Think you could help me get a corpse out of a tree? The corpse behind the hostel, I assume? He looks into the swirling lights, then to you. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbor. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help. Actually, that's all I've got. By the way, do you happen to have any guns? Like the ones carried by officers of the citizens militia? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I probably sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back. Lieutenant shifts from one feet to another. Alert. Wait, I sold you my gun? You, with Kim here too? That just sounds really, really bad. You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. He hesitates. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revershall Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions, the unhealthy kind. He's not telling you the whole story, it seems he's trying to spare you. I feel like there's something you're not telling me. He looks away. You weren't quite yourself, officer. What was I like? You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight, and you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it, and I agreed to take it. Very normal behavior. You must have been in a great shape. Wait, how much did I sell the gun for? 15 real. The lieutenant looks from you to Roy and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most... Wow. There's pity there, too, in case you didn't notice. I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further. No apologies necessary, officer. Was the buyer a policeman, too? She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so let me get this right. Lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it. Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside. There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us. If we can find her. He looks around, worried. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. A needle in a haystack. There's nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow. At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else. I'd like to buy back the commemorative pin. I still have it, 330 and it's yours. Okay. Roy's high, and if yes, then is Roy high? If yes, then what is he on? 42%? Fuck. Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it and many other things besides, but you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out aloud. Okay, I have other business to care of now. So we've been monitoring you internally and now we know your copo type. Wait, they're copo types? Yes, guess what's yours? I was kinda hoping I'm the superstar cop. That is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the cool cop? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Oh, fucking they should be sorry. Yes, yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up. Won't the other copo types be jealous? What, jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine, don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copo type from sorry to anything. You know, actually I'm not sorry, I changed my mind. No you don't. Come on, you'll be back to say sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. I'm sorry. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry you get $1 million. Sense authority, embarrassment to the party. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Bust of a woman. The plague simply says day. In the dark, film projectors whirring away. Some kind of machine, an antique cash or register. Second-hand uniforms. Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah? Oh yeah! The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning. Sniff the t-shirt. Smells like worn cotton. And a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin. Sniffing is okay, says the shopkeep. Please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy. You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about? What's the deal with the man on this t-shirt? It's the man from Hjelmdal. Walking away from the burning village, yes. Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize the figure in the print. I'm guessing I'm supposed to know who this man from Hjelmdal is, but I lost my memory recently and need help remembering basic facts about reality. Huh? I said I lost my memory recently and need help remembering basic facts about reality. Oh, I see. That's tough, man. Feel the same way sometimes. The man from Hjelmdal is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Katla. In fact, he leans in, most people don't think that man from Hjelmdal ever really existed, but they are wrong. The lieutenant raises a brow. Hjelmdal isn't a real place. Neither is the man a real man, of course, but both the man and Hjelmdal are an ontological necessity. He stops abruptly. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about. How much are you selling this t-shirt for? 2 real. Lieutenant raises his eyebrow. That's dirt cheap. Couldn't you just give it to me for free then? He frowns. But why? The man from Hjelmdal is a superstar. I'm a superstar, it would be perfect. He thinks about it. I suppose that makes sense, yes. Please go ahead and take it. Welcome to Hjelmdal. What? What? Okay. Yeah. Bin ein Superstar. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the tables, some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Pick up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table. Yes. Why, what's this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say fallen. What is this? Oh, that's the headless fallen rider. Oh, the headless fallen rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol, sporting a fallen tracksuit. As you can see, he is missing his head. He points at the decapitated figurine. 50 cents, bargain price. Throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations. Okay. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you. He grins. That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. Win her back? Yes, buy something nice, a figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy. Inspect the knights. Big men on big horses clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Who are they? Franco-Nigerian knights. He looks at the dusty figurines in the dim light. I used to be very serious about these guys. Long time ago. Blue uniforms. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They're variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets. Are these royalist soldiers? Which ones? The man peers from his glass box. Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like bright colors indiscriminately. Figurines and rags. The set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks. Are these even soldiers? You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, right? The man behind the glass answers. Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to a royalist, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. It's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend God, whose bitch it made me. Okay. It doesn't bat an eye. I don't like either, said too much, to be honest. He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. It might be interesting to find out what it is. Step away. Okay. Was haben wir da oben noch? Boomboxes on shelf look well loved and well traveled, chipped, dented, and they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. Stand on the tips of your toes to see more. One especially catches your eye, deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you, gold and orange, a sunset suite. Sweet suit. Sweet. It's you. Oh. Just make sure it works before you buy it. Shopkeep, the Stereo 8 approved machine here. Is the Harman Wowshu W02. Made in Vesper, designed in Seoul. In Seoul. Keine Ahnung. He says, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. What I really want to know is, could this device come handy in my police work? If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape. Like at a beach party, with sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze. Turn to Kim. Theoretically, could I bring it to a beach party? Theoretically, yes, but we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach with a boombox like that. I'll bring the party into the streets. You can play it any way you like, and I guess since you are a police officer, no one can arrest you for it. Are you sure this is all in working order? Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sound, and music from a variety of genres. Even though, he grimaces, I don't really like music. But gibt Leute, die keine Musik mögen. Nicht mal irgendeine? Okay. Ja. Spiel. Ja. Wird wahrscheinlich noch ein bisschen länger gehen. So vom Gefühl her. Ist recht. Geht nicht super schnell voran. Aber durchgehend eigentlich schon recht unterhaltsam. Daher stört es mich eigentlich nicht unbedingt. Solange es unterhaltsam bleibt und so. Und interessant und so. Ist alles gut, denke ich mal.